Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be the Double Empire versus the Greenskins and the Beastmen. My army, we have a front line of 3 Greatswords, Sigmar Sons, and then I have 4 Spearmen spread out through the back, 2 Handgunners. I have the Archlector leading his Royal Altdorf Griffites. It's a combo I like doing a lot. And then we brought a Amber Wizard here with a couple buff spells, and then Flock of Doom and the Scroll of Shielding, basically all for the Demigryph Knights. And then also we have the Sun Maker. For my ally, they have Karl Franz on a horse, they have a Grey Wizard on the Pegasus, 4 fully upgraded Knights of the Blazing Sun, so if you want to see what those stats look like, that's what they are. Almost 100 leadership, really high melee attack, and there you go, 4 upgraded Knights of the Blazing Sun, and then they have 4 Spearmen, which they are mixing in with my infantry. For the Greenskins, we have 2 Knight Goblin Archers, a Goblin Archer Wolf Rider, normal Wolf Rider, 4 Orc Boys, Grimgor Ironhide Giant, 3 Orc Biggins, and a Savage Orc, 2 Trolls, and then a Night Goblin Shaman with all of the spells. Then over here, we have Morgor the Shadowgrave leading 3 Ungor Raiders, 2 Bestigors, 1 Gore Herd, 1 Giant, which you never really see the Savage Giant at all. But yeah, there they are. Then also 2 Cygors, and then 2 Centaurs here on the flank. So seeing these 2 armies, and the army that was closest to me, I'm going to start actually targeting these Orc Biggins with their 50 armor with the Hellstorm Rocket Battery. Not super high armor like Black Orcs, so they're not going to get hit by most of the damage. And the Orc Biggins are going to be, I guess, one of the main threats against my allies' cav-focused army. So that's why I'm going to be targeting them, and we're just kind of getting in position. Right now, I'm actually moving back my Greatswords here. Did this thing just, like, teleport? Or did I miss it actually moving up from here? Did I miss it moving up across this, or did this thing just teleport in front of my face? I'm going to have to watch this recording again. But anyway, moving the Greatswords back a little bit in hopes that the allied Spearmen are going to get targeted by the Cygors, because I saw them moving up, and I assumed they wanted to hit my my Greatswords, but they moved up in range of the Spearmen, so they're going to throw a couple rocks at those, and I'm like, that's perfect. My Hellstorm Rock, I mean, I'm not trying to throw my ally under the bus, but it's just Spearmen are not as useful as Greatswords, so that's why I moved him back. Hellstorm Rocket Battery doing some damage to these Orc Biggins. We got some more damage in these Orc Biggins, and this thing's just going to be firing at the all this over here. The oh, you know, also the Great Wizard did the little Shadow Pendulum spell. That's why all these units got hit too. More Hellstorm rockets going off, and now the Cygors, I believe, are starting to target the Greatswords. So I'm going to move them up because we're about to have to engage against the Greenskins and some of the Beastmen army here. Actually, they were targeting the Handgunners. So the Handgunners I'm going to have firing at the Giant that's moving up here. They're going to try and focus them down. You see my ally moving over to the flank of the Greenskins, and we're just going to go bloop, 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 with our Greatswords and Sigmar Sons. Greatswords can really shine against Orc Boys and this kind of low-tier infantry here, so I'm just going to rush them in. Night Goblin Archers focusing on a Spearman, which is great. Again, I'm going to start focusing on the Giant here when he comes into range. And then the Demigryph Knights and my Archlector are going to be moving over here. I'm going to try and shut down these large creatures with the Demigryph Knights while buffing them with the Amber Wizard. And then the Allies Knights, I believe, do rear charges back here. Grimgor kind of hanging back there for some reason, and the Centaurs are just now getting into position. Yeah, so we're going to be charging in here. Hellstorm Rocket Battery still going off now, targeting these Night Goblin Archers. The reason why is because if you leave it targeting the frontline units, it's a very high chance that your Hellstorm is going to be hitting your units too. It doesn't really care if it's friendlies or ally or enemies. It's just going to fire where you tell it to, and it would just carpet this whole area with friendly fire. So I was forced to kind of start targeting these units in the back with the Hellstorm Rocket Battery, so we didn't take a lot of friendly damage. Knights are actually going to double up on the Night Goblin Shaman for some reason, but we do get a charge here on these Orc Boys, and we got a rear charge on this clump, which is pretty good. Cygor still trying to focus down my handgunners, as they are shooting at the Giant that is also being focused down by the Demigryph Knights, who are now buffed up by all of that stuff to keep their damage reduction up high and their melee attack up high. So you can see 155 armor, ton of damage, so they are just chewing through those forces. More rear charges going in on this clump of Greenskins, which is great. I'm also hitting them with the Flock of Doom from the Amber Wizard, so this flank is going to be falling pretty quickly. In the middle and the sides are being held by the Greatswords, who are getting focused down by the Ungor Raiders, so we're trying to throw another Greatsword unit over here to tie them up. We have the Spearman unit over here that I was on the way to these Ungo Raiders, but it got intercepted by the Goblin Wolf Riders. Handgunners are now going to be focusing on the second Giant, the Savage Giant, as my Demigryph are as well, and the Arch Lector. Cygor still just kind of throwing, but again, friends, I know it's tempting to just let these guys sit back there, but look what they're even doing. They're leaving a Bestigor to protect the Cygors. Don't do this. You really want to throw, move, throw, move, throw, move, because these guys, you need their fear and terror in this mix. Unless the enemy army is completely immune to fear and terror, even if they are, you still want them in like the melee fight too. And at the very least, move them up like right behind your army and just have them chucking like point blank rocks, because it's really hard for them to miss at that point. So yeah, you gotta really micro the Cygors up and then fire, up and fire, up and fire. But yeah, we are slowly tearing down this other Giant who is affected by the wall from Grimgor. Grimgor, I believe, is targeting the Archlector because the Archlector is taking a lot of damage all of a sudden. But that's okay, and I think we're actually going to be pulling out the Archlector and his bodyguard out here pretty soon because the Centaurs are now coming in. Running my Spearman over here. Hellstorm Rocket Battery is almost done. And we had really good charges back here from all of these Knights of the Sun, and you see that they are totally destroying this flank, which is great. Little wall, Curse of the Bad Moon coming in. And yeah, so the Archlector took a lot of damage from Grimgor, maybe even also Morgor because he was in there too. But we run interference on two of these Centaurs and start firing at them with the handgunners, getting the Royal Outdoor Griphites over there. One of them is going to break through. And I believe they're going for the Hellstorm Rocket Battery, which is totally fine because it is now basically out of ammo. But we are going to chase it anyway because this one's still dealing with the Spearmen. These Greatswords that I went over to tie these units down are getting slowly focused down by those Ungo Raiders. It's unfortunate, but I'm also okay with it, as these Knights of the Blazing Sun are just kind of just killing everything on their way over through here. They destroyed this flank, and now they're just kind of going through like this in a giant blob, kind of like what I did yesterday. It's a lot of damage. Greatsword is about to fall. You can see the Savage Giant is now routing. These Centaurs, we did route one off of back here, but it is going to come back from routing, and then we're going to try and route the Goblin Wolf Riders, and then also this Centaur with our Archlector very quickly. As our Greatswords that were holding back these two Lords are now going to break, but we are focusing them down with the Handgunner, who is still being focused by the Cygors. And at this point, it sucks to lose your Handgunners, but I'm kind of okay with it. They've done a lot of damage to the Giants, and I honestly don't think I really need them necessarily. They're not my top priority anymore. But again, we are going to route these Centaurs. You see the Knights of the Sun coming back here, trying to break what is remaining of their center, if you want to call it that. So nice charge there, as these Knights and Carl Franz going up towards the Cygor, who's still protected by that one Bestigor unit. My Great Swords and Spearmen trying to contain these Ungor Raiders. And I think the Centaurs start coming back. Yeah, the Centaurs are going to start coming back. I'm going to try and run interference with the units that are nearby, but I'm not going to throw the roll-out or clear fights over here to save my handgunners anymore. I just don't think it's really worth it. So we are going to try and come up here. I think we briefly hit these guys, but my main target are these Cygors. Those are the only big target left on the field that I know that my Demigryph Knights can do really well at. Also slowly moving my Amber Wizard up there so that he can continue his buff spells. His buff spells are really good. I never really use them, but they're pretty good. Some nice shots back here, but again, that part of the fight doesn't really matter anymore. Knights of the Blazing Sun still relatively untouched because they've just been killing a bunch of like Orc boys and Orc biggins, doing rear charges, doing a lot of damage. And now they're going to circle around these Cygors, putting them down, getting more roll-up with Grip Fights there. And I think we're going to buff the whole area with the Amber Wizard here. Maybe just the Demigryph Knights again. Yeah, we're doing Penetrable Propel. Which is really good, because it blocks 22% of all damage, including AP damage, and there goes the Grand Shield of Faith from the Archlector, there goes Wisting's Wild Form from the Battle, or from the Beast Caster. And that's just a lot of protection and some extra damage for those Demigryph Knights, and the Cygor is going to fall really quickly, so we're going to move on to the next Cygor. Grimgor with his no mobility, and Morgor with his slightly more mobility because he's slightly faster, trying to move all across the battlefield to save the Cygors, but it's going to be too little too late. These units come back from routing, but Trolls have really shitty leadership, so they're not really going to last that much longer. I'm not entirely sure what this Grey Witch has been doing. I think they've been mostly casting like buff and debuff spells after that initial Pendulum spell, I think. And yeah, they don't really have much of a chance anymore. They did route my two handgunners back here with those Centaurs, but that's totally fine. We didn't need them at this point. Now my ally is going to march into these summoned, what are they again? Chaos Spawn and Grimgor and all that. I'm going to go over here. We're going to buff the entire area with the Beast Lore at some point. Demigryph Knight's going to come in from the side. More knights back there, just continually routing units. Doing a good job. And I think that's the buff spell going on for everybody, so everyone has additional armor and weapon damage, which is always a great thing.
Moving now. Like a fleet.
Knights coming back over here to try and reroute those Bestigors. I think I pull out my Demigryph Knights to also go towards the Bestigors as well.
To the faceless, righteous fury. At once. Yes, sir. To go.
And then they're going to get it from both sides. They instantly rout because of terror from the Demigryph Knights, and then they just get sandwiched. And that is going to be a shattering. So good game to Cardinal Quartz, Raijin, and Diego Godina. Archlector is not really there to get many kills. They're just there to be a support unit for our very powerful Rural Auto Griffites, and they did a lot of damage to both Giants, Trolls, and all sorts of stuff. Hellstorm Rocket Battery, or sorry, the Sunmaker did really well. Spearmen held. Great Swords did a good job. Handgunners, I mean, they helped focus here and there, but they weren't really crucial to that battle necessarily. For my ally here, the Knights all got tons of kills against that Greenskin Infantry, and then like archers and stuff, so they just terrorized the battlefield. And then for Raijin here, Grimgore 80 kills, which is really good. Their Orc boys didn't have much of a chance. Biggins fared a little bit better. Trolls don't have leadership to really stay in that fight against those Griffites nearby and getting charged by the Knights of the Blazing Sun. So they routed. And then the Giant got focused down here, as did this Giant, who got 41 kills, so a little bit better. Bestigor fared okay. Morgor did pretty good until the very end, until they were unfortunately routed. And then the Cygors did get a lot of kills on my handgunners. They basically destroyed both my handgunners. But that was kind of it. Again, I feel like they would be more suited to advance and being in that melee fight, because they are pretty good melee fighters. Not as good as Giants, but they're still fairly good. Again, good games to everybody. Hope you enjoyed the battle. And let's watch the cinematic view. It's a beautiful thing.
Departing.
Ooh, that friendly fire. Even those Giants caught a couple rockets in the face. That's fine. Bye, Bob. knights are just buried in biggins. Or biggins are buried in knights.
We obey! At speed! With speed! With haste! Ready! For the Empire! Righteous fury! Swiftly! Forward! Very well. By Galvaras! As you say, quickly now! Pound and drive! Double time! For the Warhammer! Preserve us! Quick march! Withdraw! Quickly! Shoot them! The twin tails coming! At once! Death to them! As you say, no glory! Look out, spellcaster! At speed! Onwards! No! Quickly! Without delay! To battle! By hunger! Now! With speed! At battle! No legal! Onwards! Taking position for the twin-tailed comet! Take the ground! Moving now! Yes, my lord! Sigma call! Formation! March! Hunting!
These poor gobos.
Sigma! Sigma! With haste! Quickly now! With pleasure!
Oh man, Carl. Brave Carl.
In his name, as you say. No lingering. Look out! Spellcaster! Yes, sir. Quickly. With speed. At speed. Take position. Beware the wizard. To battle. For the Empire. Quick march. Departure! Now! Very well. Take the ground! No leaving!
Farewell, Spearman.
Keep your heads down, men! They're casting formation! March! With haste! For the Emperor! Fleet! Speed! Sir! Sigma pulls! Hunting! Quickly! Hunting! It is against Sigma's teaching! Sigma is with me! At speed! In the Emperor's name! Take position!
And then these poor vestigors, man. They get batted! That was like fucking volleyball right there. Did you see that? They got batted into the knights and then batted them kind of backwards. Oh my god. They got it so hardcore right there at the end. That was unfortunate for them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the battle, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Take care.